Appreciate everybody being here today. Excited, obviously, with tomorrow night being the open of our season. We've had a great preseason. Going to be a work in progress as we get started tomorrow night. Spent a lot of time with our players trying to really establish the culture that we want for our program, not just this season, but as we move forward as a program. And trying to stay really locked in on getting continuous improvement from our players and our team as we get started tomorrow night. For me personally, it's great anticipation and excitement to get to coach our first game here in the PMAC in front of all our great Tiger fans, and really looking forward to the opportunity to get this season underway.
Yeah, hey Justice, just what do you hope to see out of your team tomorrow in this first game? Just what are some of the big bullet points you guys want to accomplish?
Like Coach said, just coming together. I feel like this is our first opportunity to come out here and show what we can do in front of the fans. So I feel like just coming out here, getting the fans excited for what's to come this season, and just start making progress towards becoming the best team we can be.
Hey Juice, can we call you Juice?
Yes, sir, no doubt.
Just wanted so many new faces on this team. I mean, you got 3 guys from Murray, but so many new faces. How do you believe? How do you think y'all have come together really in a short amount of time?
I think just from the summer, we've been here quite a while. When you're around guys every day of the week since the summer, I feel like it's easy to build relationships. We all live on the same floor in the same apartment, so I feel like it's really easy to just bond. We've created relationships off the court just as well as we have on, and I feel like that plays a big part in coming together. But
for you specifically, what's the biggest part of your game that you've been working to improve since you've come to LSU?
I feel like all aspects of my overall game on the court, I try to work on. I feel like you can't be too good at anything, but in particular, just being a leader, vocal. On the court, just being a point guard and just trying to know my teammates, what they like, where they like to do it at, and things like that. So definitely just communication standpoint, being an extension of the coaching staff out there on the court.
Hey, Juice. How different has this sort of experience been already for you here at LSU, or do you sort of feel comfortable now with just being with Coach McMahon again?
Yeah, it's been different as far as location and school-wise, but as far as the basketball part, this is my 3rd year in the program, so everything from that standpoint has been kind of the same, same type of deals, same words, same goals and things like that. So other than that, just the transition of the school and really just the place being here. But other than that, everything's really been the same.
When you went in the transfer portal, was there any chance you were going anywhere else except with him?
No.
What went into that? Why did you?
Yeah, obviously with the season we had, you kind of start to think of things like this happening, and obviously I had the opportunity to come with him, and we had conversation, and I told him it was something that I would do if I had the opportunity to do so, and I'm just grateful that he wanted me to be a part of this journey with him. So.
Yeah, just what do you make of some of the true freshmen you guys have brought in with Tyrell and Jalen in particular? What do you like about them?
I think we have a great group of talent, especially with the incoming class. I feel like we have a lot of young people that'll be big pieces to what we want to do this year. Speaking on specific in their games, they all do a bunch of different things very well, but I'm really excited about the freshmen we got.
Looking at specifically at the backcourt, how have y'all kind of gelled since y'all have been here, and what have you seen out of that group since y'all have all gotten together?
Yeah, we have a large group of guards, but I feel like we all have the same goals. We all want to accomplish the same things. We all want to win So I feel like when you all want to win and you're all in it for the same reason, I feel like you can come together quickly and just feed off of each other's energy. And we always push each other in practice and try to get better each and every day. So I feel like it's been good.
Anything else for Juice? All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
All right, questions for Coach, if you want to.
Yeah, Coach, I guess I'll ask you the same question I asked Juice. Just what do you want to see out of these guys tomorrow in terms of just, scheme, rotations, just all that stuff?
I'm pretty simple in my approach. The scheme and strategy, all that stuff will be important eventually, but that foundation tomorrow needs to be that we play with relentless effort, great unselfishness at both ends of the floor, a lot of energy. I'll be watching, what's our bench like? What's the, kind of the vibe of the program? I think has to be at the forefront of what we're trying to accomplish. So, there'll be a lot of mistakes. I won't be a harsh critic on the mistakes. I'm usually a harsh critic on a lack of effort or a lack of unselfishness. So I want to see us play and, really play with great joy. This is supposed to be fun too. So as I always say, it's once in a lifetime opportunity. Talked to our players about that yesterday. We only get 31 opportunities to play, and that equates to about 8% of the year. And so I want to make sure we take advantage of each and every one of those opportunities.
You've been telling us that players have to earn their roles and earn their minutes. Can you tell us who earned starting spots tomorrow night?
I thought that would be the first question, Sheldon. The good news for us, we still have one more practice, plus tomorrow's shoot around to make some final evaluations going into the game. It's not the same as having a competitive advantage of who the starting quarterback is, but we'll make those final conclusions tomorrow and be ready to roll. I think the important thing is players have to understand, whatever the minutes are, whatever the role is on November 9th, certainly doesn't guarantee you that spot, whether it's as a starter or 30 minutes a game or 0 minutes a game. For the remainder of the season, I think these players are going to have to really understand that practice is about performance. You have to deliver on the practice floor. You have to be consistent in your habits there, which will in turn lead to consistent production. And that these roles, especially with so many new faces, Sheldon, these roles will be ever evolving, especially here in November and December.
Similar question to what I asked Justice, but what have you seen out of the backcourt, especially with all the guys that you've gotten in there through the transfer portal during the offseason?
Well, I like the mix of guards that we have. I think at the point guard position, obviously Juice Hill was just here with us. His experience, his ability to run the offense while being a dual threat point guard who can score it and shoot the three, but also create for others, and hopefully be a low turnover guy for us. And I think you look at that position, Trey Hannibal's a guy who can also slide over and play at either guard position. And he's a different guard, big, physical, looks like a middle linebacker playing combo guard with his explosiveness and his ability to defend on the other end of the floor. Adam Miller, coming off, I guess this will be his first game, I think, in college in 19 months. He's had a great preseason, an elite shooter, very high IQ player. Mwani Wilkinson, one of our more experienced players. I think he's our leading returning scorer at 4 points a game. And I think he's very poised to take a big step forward this year. I love what he's about as a physical 3-and-D type wing. Justice Williams, another guard with length, athleticism. I think his best days are ahead of him. He has a lot of potential with his talent. And then our final two, and these are obviously no particular order, but Cam Hayes, a guy who started a lot of games in the ACC over his career there at North Carolina State. So that experience, shot making will be important for us. And then Tyrell Ward, 6'6", on the wing, wired to score, long arms, really can be as good a player as he wants to be, as he stays committed to the process here. So to go over all 7 of them overall, I think just they're all different. And now it's up to us to try and piece that together into a really good backcourt.
Hey, Coach, as you just talked about, Adam Miller hasn't played in 19 months. How much can we expect him to play tomorrow? And, is he going to have a big role, in these first, couple of games this season?
Well, you can expect him to play a lot, and he better have a big role in what we're trying to do. I think you're talking about a guy that's relentless in his work ethic. I think sometimes as fans, I'm a fan, I think sometimes as fans we take for granted when a player has a major injury like that, what that process is like to get back, starting with, the mental anguish of knowing you're out for a year, then having to battle through the pain of surgery, then the long road back of rehab, the early mornings, late nights to get back to where you were prior to the injury. And so I've just been really impressed with how he's handled that. I think it speaks to his mental toughness and his drive to become the best he can be. I think he'll have a great year for us, so we're counting on him to do so.
Which freshman do you feel will serve the most prominent role in the early goings of the season? Particularly want to hear about Reed and Ward.
I think all 3 will have their opportunities to impact this team early. I think all 3, which is a common problem for freshmen in today's kind of microwave society. We all want it to happen overnight. It's going to be a process for them, but all 3 really talented. When you talk with Jalen Reed, he's different than any player I've coached at 6'10". He's not a back-to-the-basket, post-up player. He's a very skilled, off-the-dribble creator, very willing passer. So that's been a lot of fun to coach. He has a unique skill set. I talked about Tyrell and his size for the position and his ability to score the ball. And then Sean Phillips is a player we have extremely high expectations for. A shade over 7 feet tall, very mobile, can protect the rim with his shot blocking, finishes well above the rim. I think over the last 3 years has lost somewhere around 100 pounds to put himself into basketball condition to play at this level. So the timelines will be different for all 3, but I think all 3 are going to be big contributors for our program.
Hey, Coach. When it comes to the non-Murray State guys, who has sort of adjusted to your style of coaching, to your style of practices, all that sort of stuff the quickest and sort of acclimated, pretty quickly?
I think it's just the reality of college basketball in 2022 with the transfer portal. So with that being said, I would probably lean toward some of the more experienced players. A guy like Imwani Wilkinson, who has started games in the SEC and won a lot of games in the SEC. Derek Fountain has played in the SEC. Cameron Hayes has played in the ACC. I think just those older, experienced guys who have been through what a typical college season is, not just the basketball, but your academics, the weight room, nutrition, just the attention to detail that you have to be successful. Those guys have done a great job. But overall, it's been fantastic. The buy-in of the players, which is really important for us. Guys have worked extremely hard. It's been a lot of fun to coach this group. I'm excited. We finally get to take the floor tomorrow night.
Anything else? Any other questions? Jeff?
Hey, Coach, what's been the biggest challenge in trying to get this team ready to play, considering you have so many new players, obviously a new coaching staff, and what have you tried to do to kind of overcome that challenge?
I think just that. It's the fact that we have so many new faces, not only players, but coaching staff. And so, for us, the way we want the program to run, you have to have great relationships. And we have to build those relationships intentionally. The players spending time together outside of basketball, the coaches one-on-one time with players, the small group leadership meetings that we do, all of those different team events, whether it's going bowling or doing the escape room or going to a football game or having a team dinner at the house. That's done because you enjoy doing it, but you're also trying to ultimately build trust within the relationships in the organization. So I think it's just going to take some time there. It's easy when things are going well. The next challenge for us is how does our leadership withstand adversity when that happens. So we've tried to be very intentional in how we build the team and how we build the relationships in the program, and that's going to have to be an everyday thing for us. The building that team chemistry just as we would installing an offense or a defense. I have to be very intentional there.
Hey, sorry, just one more for me. Just big weekend this last weekend in terms of recruiting, obviously for football, but I would assume for you guys as well. Just what does something like that this last weekend, I guess, do in terms of helping you guys for recruiting moving forward?
Oh, it's amazing. Selfishly, I had a great time. It was incredible. I think, we've talked about it, Glenn. There are a lot of reasons why I'm very thankful to have this opportunity here at LSU. But the passion of the fan base, it's still amazing to me when you sit back and really think about it, that you can get 102,000 people in one place that care about something so passionately. Not to mention the millions watching on TV and at parties around the country, because that's what LSU means to them. And so when you can bring recruits to town and they get to see that and experience it and see the hospitality and just see, what it means here at LSU is really special. So hope we get to do that again. That was awesome.
Anything else? Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow night.